In a world filled with endless distractions, overwhelming stress, and the constant pressure to achieve more, the pursuit of happiness can feel like an impossible goal. We often chase after happiness, believing it lies somewhere in the future, just beyond the next accomplishment, the next purchase, or the next big moment. But what if happiness isn't something we need to chase? What if the secret to true happiness has been within us all along? For thousands of years, Buddhism has provided timeless wisdom on how to cultivate a life of peace, contentment, and joy. Unlike complex philosophies or rigid self-help techniques, Buddhist teachings offer simple yet profound insights that help us find balance in our everyday lives. These principles don't require grand transformations or unrealistic expectations. Instead, they encourage a shift in perspective, one that allows us to embrace the present moment, let go of unnecessary suffering, and experience a deeper sense of fulfillment. In this video, we'll explore 7 powerful Buddhist teachings that have the potential to reshape how we approach happiness. These teachings aren't just theories, they offer practical steps that can help us break free from stress, dissatisfaction, and the chaos of modern life. By following these principles, we can cultivate a sense of peace and inner joy that isn't dependent on external circumstances. These ancient secrets reveal that happiness isn't something we need to search for. It's already within us, waiting to be rediscovered. As we explore these lessons, you'll begin to see life in a new light, feeling lighter, more present, and deeply connected to the joy that already exists inside you. So stay with us, because these teachings have the power to transform not just how you live, but how you feel every day. 1. Gratitude is your superpower. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces that can shift our perspective and change how we experience life. It has the ability to transform ordinary moments into extraordinary ones, allowing us to see the beauty in what we already have instead of constantly longing for what's missing. In today's fast-paced world, many of us fall into the cycle of chasing more success, more possessions, more recognition. We compare our lives to others, feeling like we're always behind, always lacking something. But Buddhism teaches us that gratitude is the key to breaking free from this endless cycle. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, gratitude shifts our attention to the abundance that already surrounds us. Gratitude allows us to appreciate the simple joys we often overlook. The warmth of the sun on a cool morning, the comforting taste of a home-cooked meal, a kind word from a friend, the ability to breathe, to move, to experience life. These are not small things. They are the very fabric of what makes life meaningful. When we practice gratitude, we rewire our minds to see the good in every situation. Instead of dwelling on what's missing, we begin to recognize the gifts that are already present. This shift in mindset brings a profound sense of contentment and peace because we no longer feel like we need more in order to be happy. But gratitude isn't just a mindset, it's a practice. One of the simplest and most effective ways to cultivate gratitude is by keeping a gratitude journal. Every day, take a few moments to write down 3 things you're grateful for. These don't have to be big or life-changing. They can be as simple as a delicious cup of coffee, a meaningful conversation, or a moment of laughter. The more you practice gratitude, the more your mind naturally looks for the good in every situation. Over time, you'll notice that your happiness isn't tied to external circumstances, but rather to your ability to appreciate what's already present. Gratitude also helps us navigate life's challenges with a sense of resilience. When faced with difficulties, rather than falling into negativity, gratitude allows us to find the lessons and growth hidden within our struggles. Every setback becomes an opportunity to learn, every hardship a reminder of our inner strength. Ultimately, Gratitude is a superpower that changes how we see the world. It teaches us that happiness isn't found in having more, it's found in appreciating what we already have. 2. Prioritize relationships. Our relationships are one of the greatest sources of happiness and fulfillment in life. The people we share our time with, family, friends, colleagues, and even members of our community, shape our experiences and contribute significantly to our sense of well-being. Buddhism teaches us that meaningful relationships are essential to a happy life. In Buddhist philosophy, relationships are not just about companionship, but about cultivating love, understanding, and mutual respect. When we prioritize deep, supportive connections, we create an environment of warmth, trust, and emotional security that enhances our happiness. Yet in today's fast-paced world, it's easy to get distracted by work, responsibilities, and technology. Sometimes we get so caught up in our daily struggles that we forget to nurture the connections that bring us the most joy. We assume that our relationships will always be there, but without effort and care, they can weaken over time. In Buddhism, the concept of Sangha, a community of like-minded individuals, highlights the importance of having a support system. Whether it's friends, family, or spiritual companions, surrounding yourself with people who uplift and support you is crucial. You don't have to walk this journey alone. A strong support system encourages personal growth, helps us through difficult times, and reminds us that we are all connected. One of the simplest ways to strengthen relationships is by being fully present when interacting with others. In a world filled with distractions, social media, emails, endless to-do lists, giving someone your full attention is one of the most valuable gifts you can offer. When we listen attentively, engage in meaningful conversations, and show genuine interest in others, our relationships deepen. Active listening is a key part of building meaningful connections. It's not just about hearing words, but about understanding emotions and intentions. When we truly listen, we create a space where others feel seen, valued, and understood. This strengthens trust and deepens our emotional bonds. Gratitude also plays a crucial role in relationships. Expressing appreciation for the people in our lives reinforces positive connections. A simple thank you or an acknowledgement of someone's kindness can make a significant difference. Kindness, no matter how small, has a ripple effect. Small gestures, such as a thoughtful message, a kind word, or a small act of service, can strengthen relationships in profound ways. Buddhism teaches metta, or loving kindness, which encourages us to cultivate compassion and goodwill toward others. When we extend kindness to others, we create an environment of love and support. Spending quality time with loved ones is another essential part of prioritizing relationships. It doesn't have to be extravagant. Sometimes simply sharing a meal, going for a walk, or having a heartfelt conversation is enough to build deeper bonds. However, relationships are not always easy. Misunderstandings, conflicts, and differences are part of human interactions. Buddhism teaches that forgiveness and compassion are essential in resolving conflicts and healing relationships. Holding on to resentment only creates suffering, while letting go of grudges frees us from emotional burdens. It's important to reflect on our relationships. Are there people in your life who need more of your attention and care? Are there relationships that could benefit from more patience, understanding, or forgiveness? At the end of the day, our relationships are what make life meaningful. By choosing to invest time, effort, and love into them, we not only enrich the lives of others, but also cultivate a deep sense of joy and fulfillment within ourselves. 3. Focus on the present moment. The present moment is the only time we truly have. It is where life unfolds, where we experience joy, connection, and growth. Yet, Many of us spend most of our time either dwelling on the past or worrying about the future. We replay old memories, wishing we had done things differently, or we stress over what's to come, fearing uncertainty. This constant mental wandering prevents us from fully experiencing life as it happens. Buddhism teaches us the power of mindfulness, the art of being fully present in the here and now without judgment. When we embrace mindfulness, we free ourselves from the burdens of the past and the anxieties of the future. We realize that happiness doesn't exist somewhere in the distant future. It is here, in this moment. One of the most profound teachings of Buddhism is that suffering comes from attachment to things beyond our control. When we hold on to regrets or anxieties, we create unnecessary suffering. But when we shift our attention to the now, we experience life more deeply, with clarity and peace. Mindfulness doesn't require anything extraordinary. It is about bringing awareness to the simple moments of life: the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the taste of food, the sound of laughter, the rhythm of your breath. It's about fully engaging in whatever you're doing, no matter how mundane it may seem. For example, when eating, instead of rushing through a meal while scrolling on your phone, savor each bite, notice the flavors, appreciate the nourishment. When walking, instead of being lost in thought, feel the ground beneath your feet. Listen to the sounds around you. Observe the beauty of nature. One of the simplest ways to practice mindfulness is breath awareness. The breath is always with us, serving as an anchor to the present moment. Whenever you feel stressed or overwhelmed, take a deep breath. Inhale deeply, hold for a moment, and exhale slowly. This simple act can instantly ground you and bring you back to the now. Mindfulness also helps us manage emotions more effectively. Instead of getting lost in negative thoughts or reacting impulsively, mindfulness teaches us to observe our emotions without becoming consumed by them. When we feel anger, fear, or sadness, we can acknowledge these emotions, but instead of letting them control us, we can choose how to respond. For example, if you're feeling frustrated, instead of immediately reacting, pause, take a breath, and observe the emotion. Ask yourself, what am I feeling right now? What is causing this reaction? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? This small shift in awareness allows you to respond with wisdom rather than react out of impulse. If you're new to mindfulness, start small. Dedicate just a few minutes each day to being fully present. You can practice mindfulness while drinking tea, washing dishes, or even during conversations by giving your full attention to the person speaking. Over time, mindfulness becomes a way of life. Instead of rushing through moments, you start to experience life with a deep sense of appreciation and clarity. Stress and anxiety lessen because you are no longer caught up in worries about the past or the future. By focusing on the present, you unlock a profound sense of peace. You start to notice the beauty in everyday moments, cultivate gratitude, and experience life as it truly is, rich, full, and ever-changing. 4. Pursue purpose, not perfection. Perfection is an illusion that many of us chase, yet it always remains just out of reach. No matter how hard we try, there will always be something that could be improved, something that isn't quite good enough. This constant striving for perfection can leave us feeling frustrated, anxious, and never truly satisfied. Buddhism teaches that seeking perfection is not the path to happiness. Instead, true fulfillment comes from living with purpose and meaning. When we align our actions with our core values and passions, we create a life of contentment that isn't dependent on external validation or unattainable ideals. Many people believe that happiness comes from achieving success, looking perfect, or living without flaws. But in reality, happiness comes from pursuing what genuinely matters to you, whether that's personal growth, helping others, or deepening your spiritual practice. When you shift your focus from trying to be perfect to trying to live meaningfully, you experience a sense of inner peace and fulfillment that perfection could never provide. Instead of asking, "How can I be perfect?" ask yourself, "What truly matters to me? What kind of person do I want to be? What impact do I want to have on the world?" By answering these questions, you begin to focus on purpose over perfection. This mindset shift allows you to take meaningful steps forward without the fear of making mistakes. Let go of the fear of failure. One of the biggest reasons people chase perfection is the fear of failure. We worry about making mistakes, disappointing others, or not being good enough. But in Buddhism, mistakes are not seen as failures. They are seen as lessons and opportunities for growth. Imagine a child learning to walk. They don't fall once and decide to give up. Instead, they keep trying, learning from each attempt, and eventually succeed. In the same way, we must embrace our imperfections as part of the journey rather than seeing them as obstacles. Rather than avoiding risks because of fear, adopt the mindset that every experience is valuable, whether it brings success or teaches you something new. Embrace progress over perfection. Instead of focusing on being flawless, focus on consistent progress. Growth happens step by step, not all at once. Even small improvements, when done consistently, lead to significant transformation over time. For example, if you want to become more mindful, don't expect to master meditation overnight. Instead, commit to just 5 minutes a day, gradually increasing as you develop the habit. If you want to improve your relationships, don't wait until you're the perfect friend or partner. Start showing kindness and understanding today. By focusing on progress, you take the pressure off yourself. You learn to enjoy the journey rather than constantly worrying about the destination. Accept yourself as you are. Buddhism teaches self-acceptance as a fundamental principle. Instead of constantly striving to be better, it encourages us to embrace who we are in this moment, with all our strengths and weaknesses. Accepting yourself doesn't mean stopping self-improvement. It means growing from a place of self-love rather than self-criticism. When you accept that imperfection is part of being human, you become more compassionate toward yourself and others. Shift your focus to purposeful living. Rather than worrying about being the best, focus on living with purpose. When your actions are guided by meaning and values, they naturally become more fulfilling. For example, if you want to be a great writer, don't aim for perfection in every sentence. Instead, focus on sharing stories that inspire others. If you want to be a good friend, don't try to be perfect. Just be present, listen, and show kindness. By letting go of perfectionism and embracing purpose, you create a life of authenticity, fulfillment, and deep satisfaction. Instead of chasing an illusion, you focus on what truly matters, living fully, loving deeply, and making a meaningful impact in the world. 5. Embrace change as growth. Change is one of the most unavoidable aspects of life, yet many of us resist it. Whether it's a new job, the end of a relationship, a shift in our routines, or even just the passage of time, change can feel unsettling and unpredictable. We crave stability, hoping that things will stay the same so we can feel safe and in control. But the truth is, nothing in life is permanent, and the more we resist change, the more suffering we create for ourselves. Buddhism teaches the concept of anicca, or impermanence, which reminds us that everything, our thoughts, emotions, relationships, and circumstances, is constantly evolving. Instead of fearing change, we should embrace it as an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. When we stop seeing change as something to resist and start seeing it as part of the natural flow of life, we develop a deeper sense of peace and resilience. Instead of clinging to the past or fearing the future, we learn to adapt, grow, and move forward with openness and acceptance. Why we resist change. Our resistance to change often comes from fear of the unknown, fear of losing what we love, or fear of stepping outside our comfort zone. We hold on to people, situations, and even our own self-image because they feel familiar. But when we cling too tightly to what was, we miss the beauty of what is and the possibilities of what could be. Think about a river. It's always flowing, changing, and adapting to its surroundings. If we try to hold on to the water, it slips through our fingers. But if we learn to move with the current, we experience the freedom and fluidity of life. Change brings growth. Although change can be uncomfortable, it is often the catalyst for our greatest growth. Think about some of the most important moments in your life. Chances are they involved a change, whether it was a new opportunity, a personal challenge, or a shift in perspective. Even difficult changes like loss or failure teach us valuable lessons and help us become wiser and stronger. Instead of seeing change as something negative, we can begin to ask, what is this experience teaching me? How can I grow from this? What new opportunities might this change bring? By shifting our mindset, we transform fear into curiosity and possibility. Letting go of attachment. One of the main sources of suffering in life is attachment to people, to possessions, to routines, and even to our own expectations. We want things to stay the same because it gives us a sense of security. But Buddhism teaches that clinging to things that are meant to change only creates suffering. Letting go doesn't mean we stop caring. It means we trust the flow of life and allow things to evolve naturally. When we accept that nothing is permanent, we free ourselves from unnecessary stress and disappointment. For example, rather than holding on to past regrets or missed opportunities, we can focus on what we can do right now to create a better future. Instead of fearing change in our relationships, we can embrace the natural evolution of connections, understanding that people grow in different ways. How to embrace change with ease. If you struggle with change, here are some practical steps to help you navigate transitions with more grace and confidence. Practice mindfulness. Stay present with what is happening right now instead of worrying about the past or future. Reframe your perspective. Instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Start small. If a big change feels overwhelming, focus on one small step you can take today. Let go of expectations. Accept that things may not go exactly as planned, and that's okay. Trust the process. Remind yourself that every change, no matter how difficult, is shaping you into a stronger, wiser version of yourself. Change is not the end. It's a new beginning. Every change is an opportunity to start fresh, to reinvent yourself, and to experience life in a new way. Even when a door closes, another one always opens. By embracing change rather than fearing it, we learn to flow with life instead of fighting against it. We begin to see that uncertainty is not something to be feared, but something to be explored. Instead of clinging to what was, open your heart to what is possible, because often life has something even greater in store than what we originally imagined. 6. Take care of your mind and body. Happiness and fulfillment begin with taking care of yourself, both mentally and physically. In Buddhism, balance and harmony are essential, not just in our relationships and external world, but also within ourselves. When we prioritize our well-being, we create the foundation for inner peace, resilience, and lasting joy. Just like a house needs a strong foundation to stand tall, a happy life requires a healthy and well-cared-for body and mind. If we neglect ourselves, whether by overworking, stressing, or ignoring our basic needs, it becomes difficult to experience true happiness. Caring for the mind, cultivating inner peace. Our minds are constantly bombarded with distractions, worries, and never-ending thoughts. This mental clutter can leave us feeling stressed, anxious, or overwhelmed. Buddhism encourages practices like mindfulness and meditation to quiet the mind and create space for clarity, calmness, and presence. One of the simplest ways to care for your mind is to pause and breathe. Take a few deep breaths. Let go of mental noise. Allow yourself to be fully present. Even just 5 minutes of meditation each day can help reduce stress, increase focus, and bring a sense of calm and awareness into your daily life. Another way to nurture your mind is by being mindful of what you consume, not just in terms of food, but also media, conversations, and information. If we constantly expose ourselves to negativity, whether through social media, toxic relationships, or excessive worrying, it can drain our energy and create unnecessary stress. Instead, focus on uplifting books, meaningful conversations, and positive experiences that nourish your well-being. Your mind is like a garden. Whatever you plant and water will grow. Choose to plant thoughts and habits that bring peace and clarity. Caring for the body, nourishing your physical health. The connection between physical and mental well-being is undeniable. When we move our bodies, eat well, and get enough rest, we feel better, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally as well. Move your body daily. Exercise doesn't have to be intense. Simple activities like walking, stretching, or yoga can boost mood, reduce stress, and increase energy levels. Movement also serves as a mindfulness practice. Pay attention to how your body feels as you walk, stretch, or breathe. Eat nourishing foods. What we eat affects not just our physical health, but also our energy levels, emotions, and mental clarity. A balanced diet with whole foods, fruits, vegetables, and water supports the body's ability to function at its best. Eating mindfully, paying attention to taste, texture, and how food makes you feel can help develop a healthier relationship with food. Prioritize rest and recovery. Quality sleep is one of the most important yet overlooked aspects of well-being. Sleep allows our bodies to heal, our minds to reset, and our emotions to stabilize. Creating a relaxing nighttime routine, such as turning off screens before bed or meditating for a few minutes, can improve sleep quality and overall health. Finding joy and balance. Taking care of yourself isn't just about the basics of eating well, exercising, and resting. It's also about engaging in activities that bring you joy and relaxation. Spend time in nature, walk barefoot on the grass, listen to the sound of the wind, or simply sit outside and breathe in fresh air. Pursue creative hobbies, painting, playing music, journaling, or anything that allows you to express yourself. Connect with loved ones, spend quality time with people who uplift and support you. These small yet meaningful activities nourish your soul and help maintain a sense of balance. Self-care is not selfish, it's essential. Many people feel guilty for prioritizing self-care, thinking it's selfish. But you can't pour from an empty cup. When you take care of yourself, you have more energy, patience, and love to give to others. Ask yourself, am I giving my mind and body the care they deserve? What is one small habit I can incorporate this week to improve my well-being? You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Start small. Maybe it's taking a 10-minute walk, drinking more water, or practicing a few minutes of deep breathing. These small acts add up over time and create a strong foundation for happiness and peace. Taking care of yourself is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and the world, because when you feel good, physically, mentally, and emotionally, you show up as your best self, ready to embrace life with joy, clarity, and strength. 7. Give without expecting. Generosity is one of the core teachings of Buddhism, and it holds the key to a happier and more meaningful life. True generosity is not just about giving material things, it's about giving from the heart, offering kindness, time, and support without expecting anything in return. When we give freely, we cultivate joy, deepen our relationships, and create a sense of connection with the world around us. The simple act of giving, whether it's offering help, sharing knowledge, or showing compassion, has the power to bring happiness not only to others, but also to ourselves. The spirit of generosity. In Buddhism, generosity is known as dana, one of the highest virtues. It teaches us that giving should not be motivated by recognition or reward, but by a genuine desire to help and uplift others. The key to generosity is not how much you give, but the intention behind your giving. Even small, simple acts of kindness can create ripples of positivity. A smile to a stranger can brighten their day. A few minutes of listening can comfort someone going through a difficult time. A helping hand can ease someone's burden. True giving comes from the heart, and even the smallest gestures can have a profound impact. Why giving makes you happier. Buddhism teaches that when we give selflessly, we experience inner joy and fulfillment. This is because generosity helps us overcome selfishness, attachment, and the illusion of separation. When we give, we feel a sense of purpose and connection. We start to see that our happiness is not separate from the happiness of others. By making others happy, we increase our own happiness. Generosity also helps us shift from a mindset of scarcity to a mindset of abundance. Instead of constantly worrying about what we lack, we begin to appreciate the many ways we can contribute and make a difference. Creating a cycle of kindness. One of the most beautiful things about generosity is that it inspires others to do the same. When we give freely and without expectation, we create a cycle of kindness that extends far beyond what we can see. A kind act can inspire someone else to pay it forward. A selfless gesture can strengthen relationships and build trust. A moment of generosity can create a lasting impact on someone's life. By practicing generosity, we contribute to a world filled with more compassion, love, and understanding. Giving beyond material things. Many people associate generosity with money or material gifts, but some of the most meaningful forms of giving cost nothing at all. Giving your time. Offering your time to someone in need, whether it's a friend, a family member, or a stranger, is one of the most valuable gifts you can give. Giving your attention. Truly listening to someone without distractions shows them that they are valued and heard. Giving encouragement. A few words of support and motivation can make a world of difference to someone facing challenges. Giving forgiveness. Letting go of grudges and offering forgiveness can heal relationships and free you from emotional burdens. Giving kindness. A simple act of kindness, holding the door open, writing a thoughtful message, or offering a helping hand, can brighten someone's day. The best part? Generosity is limitless. You can always find new ways to give, no matter where you are or what resources you have. Give without expectation. One of the most important lessons in Buddhism is to give without expecting anything in return. Often when people give, they unconsciously hope for something back, recognition, appreciation, or even a favor in return. But true generosity is about giving simply for the joy of giving. When we let go of expectations, we experience pure joy in the act of giving itself. This brings a sense of peace, contentment, and fulfillment that no material reward can match. How to cultivate generosity in daily life. Generosity is not just something we do occasionally, it's a way of life. Here are some simple ways to practice giving every day. Perform one small act of kindness daily. Hold the door for someone, compliment a colleague, or help a friend. Donate your time to a cause you care about. Volunteer, mentor someone, or assist those in need. Be generous with your words. Share encouragement, gratitude, and positivity. Let go of grudges. Forgiveness is one of the greatest gifts you can give, both to others and yourself. Give without keeping score. Help others without expecting a return favor. The more you give, the richer you become. True wealth is not measured by how much we have, but by how much we share. When we give freely, we experience deeper connections, inner peace, and a sense of fulfillment. Buddhism teaches us that happiness does not come from what we receive, but from what we give away. The joy of giving is one of the greatest gifts we can experience, not just for others but for ourselves as well. So, start small. Find one way to give today, whether it's a kind word, a helping hand, or a moment of your time. And watch how generosity transforms not just your life, but the world around you. Cultivate patience and acceptance. Life is full of challenges, setbacks, and moments of uncertainty. There will always be things outside of our control, whether it's unexpected difficulties, personal struggles, or the ever-changing nature of the world. In these moments, frustration and resistance only bring more suffering. However, patience and acceptance allow us to navigate life's hardships with peace, resilience, and wisdom. Buddhism teaches that true peace comes from accepting life as it is, rather than constantly fighting against it. When we practice patience, we learn to handle life's challenges with grace instead of frustration. When we embrace acceptance, we free ourselves from unnecessary suffering and create space for growth and inner peace. The power of patience. Patience is not just about waiting, it's about how we respond while we wait. Life rarely moves at the pace we want. Things take time: healing, success, personal growth, and even happiness itself. But in a world where everything is fast-paced, we often lose patience with ourselves, others, and life itself. We want immediate success and feel frustrated when progress is slow. We want instant solutions to problems instead of understanding that some issues take time to resolve. Buddhism teaches that patience is a form of strength. When we cultivate patience, we develop the ability to stay calm in difficult moments, resist impulsive reactions, and face challenges with a clear mind. Instead of becoming frustrated by obstacles, we can learn from them. Every challenge we face is an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and self-awareness. Why acceptance brings peace. Acceptance does not mean giving up or becoming passive. It means understanding that there are some things we cannot change, and rather than wasting energy resisting them, we choose to find peace within the present moment. Accepting the past. We cannot change what has already happened, but we can learn from it and move forward. Accepting others. People will not always act the way we want them to. Instead of trying to change them, we can practice compassion and understanding. Accepting uncertainty. The future is unpredictable. Instead of fearing what might happen, we can trust that we will handle whatever comes our way. Buddhism teaches that suffering often comes from attachment to how we think things should be, rather than accepting them as they are. When we let go of resistance, we free ourselves from unnecessary pain and open ourselves to peace. How to practice patience and acceptance in daily life. Pause before reacting. When something upsets you, take a deep breath before responding. This small pause can prevent unnecessary frustration and help you respond with wisdom instead of emotion. Let go of control. Understand that you cannot control everything. Instead of resisting reality, focus on what you can control: your actions, mindset, and response. Practice mindfulness. Pay attention to the present moment instead of being stuck in the past or worrying about the future. Mindfulness helps us accept life as it is without unnecessary resistance. Be patient with yourself. Growth takes time. Don't be too hard on yourself when things don't happen immediately. Celebrate small progress and remind yourself that change is a journey. Forgive and release resentment. Holding on to anger and resentment only harms you. Let go of grudges and choose inner peace over bitterness. Embrace life's imperfections. Life is not meant to be perfect. Embrace the beauty of imperfections and find joy in the little moments instead of waiting for everything to be just right. True strength lies in letting go. We often think that fighting against life's difficulties makes us strong, but Buddhism teaches the opposite. True strength comes from letting go. When we release the need to control, resist, or rush things, we experience a profound sense of freedom and peace. By cultivating patience, we handle challenges with resilience. By practicing acceptance, we let go of unnecessary suffering and live in harmony with life as it is. Remember, the more we resist reality, the more we suffer. But when we embrace life with openness, patience, and acceptance, we find a path to true inner peace and happiness. Happiness is a practice, not a destination. Many people believe that happiness is something they will find one day, after they achieve success, after they have the perfect relationship, or after they eliminate all their problems. But Buddhism teaches us that happiness is not something we arrive at. It's something we create every day through our thoughts, actions, and mindset. True happiness isn't about chasing after more. It's about finding contentment in the present moment. It's about the way we treat others, the way we care for ourselves, and the way we approach life's inevitable challenges. The teachings of Buddhism show us the path to lasting joy. Throughout this journey, we have explored 7 timeless Buddhist lessons that have the power to transform our lives. Gratitude as a superpower, shifting our focus from what we lack to what we already have, allows us to experience joy in the present. Prioritizing relationships. Cultivating strong, meaningful connections brings fulfillment that no material success can replace. Focusing on the present moment. Mindfulness frees us from the burden of the past and the anxieties of the future, allowing us to truly live. Pursuing purpose, not perfection. Finding meaning in what we do is more important than trying to live up to impossible standards. Embracing change as growth. Instead of fearing change, we learn to see it as a natural part of life that helps us evolve. Caring for mind and body. A well-balanced mind and body create the foundation for a happy and peaceful life. Giving without expecting. Generosity connects us to others and fills our lives with deeper meaning and joy. Happiness is found in the simple moments. Happiness isn't about waiting for everything in life to be perfect. It's about finding beauty in the imperfect moments. It's in the warmth of the sun on your skin, the laughter of a loved one, the peace of a quiet morning, and the small victories of everyday life. By applying these Buddhist teachings, we can begin to break free from the endless chase for happiness and instead realize that happiness is already within us. A journey, not a final destination. Happiness is not a final goal. It is a lifelong practice. It is something we nurture every single day through mindfulness, gratitude, kindness, and self-awareness. As you move forward, remember, You don't need to have everything figured out to be happy. You don't need to wait for a perfect moment. Happiness is already in front of you. Every small step you take toward mindfulness and gratitude brings more peace into your life. Final words: sharing and growing together. Thank you for spending time exploring these powerful Buddhist lessons. If these insights have resonated with you, consider sharing them with someone who might need them. And if you'd like to continue this journey of wisdom and self-discovery, subscribe to stay connected with more content that inspires and uplifts. Happiness is a path we walk together, so let's keep learning, growing, and finding joy in every step. Until next time, take care and stay mindful.